4-3 to StarCraft 2 strategy.
That is correct, and we do have Casper now coming out for StarCraft 2 strategy, who is a Zerg player. Unfortunately, we do not have a bio for him either, but he is definitely the player that they think is going to be able to win it for them. And keep in mind that all the pressure is on Casper right now. If he loses a game, then StarCraft 2 strategy is out of the tournament. He cannot drop a game. He has to go and win the next two in order to be able to take this match for his team.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big difference in this phase of the tournament, too, is, you know, the pressure's high anyway when you're in match point, but if you drop a game, we lost that one, we move on next week or whatever, but now you're out.
Yep, this is game point, match point, and all the cards are on the table, so let's see what happens. We jump in to game number 6.
Number 8.
8? Wow, my numbers are bad.
Yep, the score 4-3 in the lower left-hand corner. It is going to be the yellow Terran coming out with a big kill last game. It is Pulse Esports Monster.
And in the top right-hand corner, representing Team StarCraft 2 Strategy, shouldering the entire burden for his team, trying to keep them in, it is Casper.
Day Red, we see your post in chat. Why don't you help us out with that? Go to Twitter and follow at WingNetSC, follow at Gallegation, and tweet out about this cast. Let everyone know. Also, Gallegation, if you want to take a second to post that Reddit thread there again, if anyone has any comments or feedback, to let us know. You know, we'd always like to see how to improve these casts, but I mean, this tournament and this league has been just awesome so far. So privileged to be able to cast these games into the playoff series. There was a gastric came down from Casper as well that we just kind of caught there, so he's going to be at just before his Overlord came out, so he's looking to get that slight drone advantage, hoping those little bit of minerals will snowball.
Yeah, I do like that little gas trick. I've always liked it. I find it cute, even though the thing that does annoy me about the gas trick, though, is that for the rest of the game, you are going to be on 4s and 9s instead of 5s and 10s. And, you know, for whatever reason, my brain is slightly OCD on that one point, and I always look at it thinking, I got to do like 4 more gas tricks for this to be even again. I don't actually do that, though.
Yeah, also seeing the comment from Xylent about the website, our fearless leader Troy is working feverishly on getting the website brackets to be corrected. There was an issue with some teams dropping in the later phases of the tournament, which screwed up the generation of the brackets. But alas, we are carrying on and in good fashion here. But do bear with us too, because I mean, remember, this is season 1 of this league, and I think it's gone pretty swimmingly for an opening season for a league of this type.
Absolutely, and you know, I do want to give a huge shout out to Troy, who's the organizer of the league and pretty much the guy who runs everything around here. He programs the website from scratch. He does the whole thing. He sets up all the leagues. He contacts all the teams. He organizes everything. So he goes to college as well. So he is quite a busy chap, and we definitely appreciate his sacrifice for bringing this all together. It has been a lot of fun to be a part of.
And he hasn't officially asked us to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and just say that if anyone's interested in helping out with future seasons of the league, do go to SC2CTL.com, and there's a contact form on there. I'm sure he's mentioned before that he's looking for help going forward, but season 1 has, I mean, props to him, as you said, you know, running this basically by yourself. I mean, all we're doing is being the public faces, and we do have pretty faces, but that doesn't really get things done on the back end.
Not usually, anyway. At any rate, getting back into this game, there are a few Lings on the board, and they're going to run around trying to do a little bit of scouting, as 2 bases are down and 2 queens are coming out.
Yeah, look at the spread on those Lings, too. He's going to all corners of the base to see what's up. I mean, he must have saw the last game, saw the proxy shenanigans that went down, so he's just looking around to see what's what, checking out the towers on the sides. But Monster doing a nice economic opening here, getting his expansion down pretty quickly.
And he is finishing up that wall as well, so if a huge swell of Lings were to come in, he'd be able to hold against that.
Casper has seen the command center going down with that Overlord, it looks like, but these 2 Zerglings going to be spotted by Monster. He'd move his Marines out to stop that, and a bunker goes down as well. I was thinking that if Casper went for a big Ling swell, this was going to be fairly undefended, but that bunker will definitely help to fortify the front.
definitely will. Casper is definitely checking out all the corners of this map, trying to make sure that no shenaniganery is going down. He does not want to lose the match for his team by something silly.
Hey, look at the vision he's got. He's got all 4 towers, and that puts vision on almost every angle of the map. So, I mean, Monster can't move out anywhere without Casper knowing about it right now.
Sure enough, 4 Marines are moving out, and Casper wisely microing his single Ling around, trying to get out of the range of those Marines, but they are running back in pursuit to try and see him. And Casper's going to be able to get a great scout out here, as there's nothing back home, and the ramps stay down.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting ready to put down a 3rd base here, as he has had a drone sitting at the 3rd base location for quite a while, and that 3rd goes down. So he's going to be doing the macro thing as well. He's got 2 gases at his natural, hasn't put down gas yet in the main, but looks like he's going for an Evo chamber and a 2 Evo chambers. All right, there we go. Yeah. So upgrades. Upgrades indeed, and he's got the gas to do it. Look at them Lings. 16 Lings in production, so he's going to be going for a big Ling swell with Ling speed finishing up and going for +1/+1 at the same time.
There are a lot of Marines on the board, though, so if he's not able to get some Banelings out, I don't know how successful all these Lings are going to be.
Yeah, it would certainly take some pretty epic surrounds, because I think there's an equal number of, well, at least right now, equal number of Marines to Lings, but there are 16 more in production. He's spreading creep like a boss.
And, you know, that's exactly what you want to see out of Zerg versus Terran. You have to have that creep, especially when tanks start coming out, to keep those Lings running around, keep those Banelings in advancing positions so that you can have the advantage on your enemy. But Marines are running in, and they are going to be greeted by a huge surround of Zerglings on either side. This ball is getting completely consumed. Few Marines come from the back end, but those Zerglings are just decimating this force.
That's a huge number of Marines to lose that early, especially before any of his upgrades even finish. I mean, Stim was just started not too long ago, now producing Marines again, but these Lings are going to have free reign of the map now, because that was the large portion of his army that was just killed.
Yep, and Monster does build another supply depot to try and build a little bit more on this wall, but he needs to completely wall it off if he doesn't want these Lings to get in there and do some huge damage.
I am surprised we have not seen... Okay, Baneling Nest is now finished. Burrow is about to finish as well, so I'm curious to see what he's going to end up wanting to do with that. Layer as well, so he's going to be going into, what, possibly Mutas?
Could be, you know, Burrowed Roaches, could be any number of things. I'd love to see some Baneling Mines. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. If that's the case, we'd see some, what's that called? Grooved... I'm blanking on the name of the Baneling speed upgrade right now, but we'll see that.
Centrifugal hook?
Yeah, there we go. Another Marine gets picked off out front, and the Ling is burrowed right in the move-out path of Monster, so that's going to be cool. It looks like he's going to be burrowing Lings around at all the expansions, so he's going to be in control.
Oh, I love that play. It's so annoying, and sure enough, here comes the Orbital Command, going to try and land right on top of that Zergling. Is not going to be able to. And that is going to be a thorn in the side of Monster, moving out a bunch of Marines here to try and deal with this. And the rub of
this is that he actually does have to make a move out then to deal with it, but that's going to be too many Marines for that number of Lings to handle. But Centrifugal Hooks is now underway, as well as Spire and 2/2 for melee. So it looks like Baneling Muta, the old Wings of Liberty classic.
And that is a very strong play. If you can micro it correctly, if you can get in the right positioning, you will do lots and lots of damage. So we will see if he's able to control it just correctly. He does have 2/2 upgrades going down for his ground forces and more Zerglings in production, but 1/1 is about to finish for the Terran infantry.
So it really there's an armory going down too, so if we end up seeing some Thors come out, that could be a bit of a difficulty for the Mutas, but I mean, we've seen Jaedong lately. I mean, he's been able to take out quite a few Thors with his insane Muta control, but we'll have to see how Casper's is. But looks like... Yeah, looks like factory coming down, so we still haven't seen exactly what tech choice Monster wants to go with, but looks like Casper's going to be looking pretty strong.
Yeah, Casper taking a 4th base, and that creep spread is just phenomenal. This is exactly what you want to be doing as a Zerg player against a Terran force. You want to get that creep spread. You want to be able to look all over the place. He's got vision everywhere. But we do see Monster loading up 2 medevacs and is going to be rallying across the map.
Yeah, Mines now in production for Monster as well. So he's going to be wanting to use those pretty We've seen that's been the one thwarting play for Ling at Baneling is some well-spaced, well-placed mines, but as these medevacs boost around here, they want to... This is a really big map, so it does take a while for a drop to get to its destination.
And Casper with just great Overlord positioning, they are going to fly right into that, not to mention creep spread, so all of this vision... Look at all these Overlords. They're just flying through every single one of these Overlords.
Oh, Baneling's coming into the third base of Monster. They're going to get huge hits on the SCVs, taking out... at least half to two-thirds of the SCVs at that, but the drop is now coming in. Looks like it's going to be pretty strong as Stim goes down, kills most of the Lings coming in, but the Banelings, if he doesn't load up, he's going to lose all the Marines, and they do make connections. But it does take quite a few Banelings as he has a nice split, but that gets entirely cleaned up with very minimal damage, so great play by Casper there.
Casper did lose a few Mutalisks to those stimmed Marines, and that is definitely not something you want to do just as you get them out, but he has fair numbers, although Monster now running around the map trying to clean up all this creep, which is very wise of him if he wants to be able to advance on this Zerg army at all.
I'm surprised the food counts are pretty even so far still. Zerg, you would think, would be starting to swell around this point, and maybe he will at some point, but Lings don't take up a lot of food, I guess, so it's not the typical Instamax with roaches and whatnot, but 24 more Lings in production as well as air upgrades also.
Oh, he's got to be so careful with these Mutalisks. He's getting them in the wrong positions. Oh, great burrows on those Banelings. He's going to try and bait this army right over them.
But he's going to be moving around the right side. Looks like he's got this fourth base of Casper in his sights, and nothing of Casper is really in good proximity here to deal with it, so he might be able to take this hatch out. He's going to have to do it quickly if that's the case.
And he is going to be able to do it quickly. Oh, look at all of those Zerglings running in. He does spread out in anticipation of Banelings, but none are following, only Zerglings, and that only serves to end his army all the sooner.
Oh, but there are a few Marines left attacking that hatchery while the Zerglings keep moving forward. And if these Marines keep going there, they could end up actually taking this out.
Yeah, it looks like Casper doesn't even realize that they're there, and they are going to be able to kill that. Casper is smelling blood as he's moving forward to siege up against the front of the bases of Monster.
Yeah, he does have lots of overseers here, so those mines won't be as big an issue. But there's a huge number of mines right in the front if he can get those burrowed. Oh, but look at the spread on those Lings.
Oh, wow! And Casper took huge damage there. Was able to kill all the mines, but a lot of his Lings died. It's not going to matter, though. He's able to clean all this up. The mutas are running in, going to be killing those medevacs. But he does have great mine positioning and Marine positioning back at the front of his base, so Casper is forced to retreat.
Yeah, I mean, even though that seemed to go pretty evenly, the food counts pretty evenly, look at the map. I mean, Casper has incredible, insane map control. He's got vision of every corner, every angle. He's got 5 bases now. So, I mean, it's only going to be a huge ramp up for Casper right now.
Yeah, if Monster wants to stay in this game, he's going to have to play aggressively. He's going to have to play very in and out type of drop style play, which is exactly what we're seeing from Casper right now. Is these Mutalisks are moving into the natural, and there's nothing there to defend it. There were no mines there, so these mutas are basically going in uncontested. Marines are stimming into the main now, but they have gotten a lot of damage done.
Yeah, going through the main there, they didn't actually get too many kills because the Marines were hot on their backs, but so many mutas being now rallied to that main group, so he's going to be getting quite a huge number of mutas now, but he's making a big wave of drones here at 14 drones, so he's going to be maxing out. He's got 82 drones right now, so he's definitely got as many as he could possibly want. More Banelings, more Zerglings, and the
more bases. Absolutely, and that food differential is getting quite staggering, about 40. Although now it looks like Monster is closing that gap.
Look at Monster's force here, though. I mean, there are several changelings in the group, but that's a ton of mines. If we try and select one of those, that's 9, 10, 11 mines.
Mm-hmm.
But the mutas are coming into the third base. It's going to kill all the SCVs here as Monster's way out of position. He's going to end up being able to get this command center down if he wants to, but just taking out the Marine reinforcements at the moment. Now targeting the command center. This is easily going to go down as Monster's just going for a kill.
And Monster is wise to do so as he has his 3-3 about to finish up. 2-2 is only there for Zerg, and 3-3 isn't even in production. So he is going to have an upgrade advantage, and he's going to try and push it, proactively spreading out his Marines, expecting this counterattack. Casper just saying, nope, you can have it.
And those mines actually do go off on the broodlings, doing quite a bit of damage to the Marines right there.
But so many Mutalisks are in the main, they do take out the Orbital Command, and Marines are doing a decent amount of damage to some of that are straggling. Mines running around, not really able to get much traction. But that was a ton of economic damage.
Those Banelings did take out quite a bit of the Marines, but these 3-3 Marines with medevacs are just a force to be reckoned with. They do not go down very easily.
But Monster knows that he has to do as much damage as possible here, as his main is in shambles. And he's not even trying to rebuild, really. He's just building more army units, more mines, more Marines, more medevacs.
There's a ton of Banelings being morphed in right now as these Lings, Mutas, and Banelings come in to try and take out this force. But nice lift up moving up into the main, so he only has to deal with the Mutas right now as the Lings are slow to regather.
And he did a great little small micro there where he kept the empty medevac closer to the Mutalisks so they would target that one, but it's not going to matter as they are back in a corner and all of this army is going to get cleaned up.
Yeah, that's going to be the end for Monster. It looks like here either now or eventually is the Hive and +2 attack coming down from Mutalisk, so he's going to have a pretty scary army here. He did take some economic damage. He lost 2 bases. He lost quite a number of drones, but if we look at the drone count, he's still got 65 to 12 SCVs for Monster.
And I mean, just look at the army value too. Casper's in a really good position here.
Actually, if you look at I just pulled up the army tab. Army supply is fairly equal right now, but the worker supply is the differentiating bit here. So, I mean, if Monster makes a big push right now, I mean, he could get something done possibly if his positioning is perfect, but Casper's going to be going nuts here.
And here we have the engagement. Those Marines are running for dear life, but they're not able to get much, and the Banelings do so much damage. Mutas are running in to clean up. Oh, but they're going to...
Oh my god.
Wow, that is not what you want to have happen.
Look how fast those Mutalisks heal up. They're going from red to orange almost instantly.
But so many Mutalisks lost their lives by 2 mines. That is a huge win for Monster, but is it going to be enough to get him back in this game?
I mean, Monster is just in shambles right now. He's got 1 mining base. This is the entirety of his SCVs right here. So, I mean, this move-in is going to be pretty debilitating here as Casper is rallying all of his forces. He's only at 38 food for Monster.
And typically what I like to tell people is if somebody's at half the food of the other player, that usually means the game is over, and this is a third of the food of the other player, so...
But hey, you never know, miracles happen.
Miracles have happened before.
Yeah,
They may as well happen again.
This is match point for Monster, so it is a really important game, and Casper is, right now he's looking like he's in a position to seal it up, but, Monster is definitely not going to give up because he still does have a decent amount of Marines and a few mines.
And those mines are going to be the things that could be the difference between a win and a loss here. If he can get a good mine connection on those Mutalisks and stem some Marines forward or get a little bit more damage done, then he could clean that up, and that's the main aggressive force of Casper's army right now.
And Casper's doing exactly what he needs to do right now. He's getting his 3/3 plus adrenal glands for his melee and putting down an Ultralisk Cavern.
Yep, and that's very, very smart as those Ultralisks will tear through those mines and Marines. Monster trying to defend his only remaining factory, but he is not repairing it, and it is burning to the ground.
There is not much here, though, to defend this little push by Monster. There are a few Lings that are not moving in. The Baneling is coming back, but all the Lings and Mutas come back to swarm this, and it's going to be taking out the Anti-Monster. I expect a GG.
At any moment now, as that is the end of his army, and a little QQ and a little GG.
I like some QQ with my GG. So now we're in an even better position of match point for both teams. What more interesting than can we have this fine evening than a Game 9?
Game 9s are very rare. It is just a testament that these teams are very well matched. It could go either way at this point. And so, yeah, it's going to come down to